Hey friends, today I wanted to share with you my two favorite religious poems. I'm hoping that you get some spiritual inspiration from them, but I also want to give you the chance to reply, give me some feedback whether you like them, but also post a link or the text of a religious poem that you really like too. So here we go. These two poems were written a long time ago. One was written 150 years ago and the other was written 500 years ago. But I love them. I think they're classics. So I'll recite them and then tell you just a real quick thing of why I picked it, why I love it so much. The first one is called Beloved, It Is Morn, and it's by a lady named Emily Henrietta Hickey. This was written 150 years ago. It goes like this. Beloved, it is morn. A redder berry on the thorn, a deeper yellow on the corn for this good day newborn. Pray, sweet, for me, that I may be faithful to God in thee. Beloved, it is day. Lovers work as children play, with heart and mind untired alway. Dear love, look up and pray. Pray, sweet, for me, that I may be faithful to God in thee. Beloved, it is night. Thy heart and mine are full of light. Thy spirit shineth clear and bright. God keep thee in his sight. Pray, sweet, for me, that I may be faithful to God in thee. So that's it. That's Beloved, It Is Morn, and the reason I love it, well, I just love it. I just love everything about it, about speaking to a person saying, pray for me that I can be faithful to God and that I can be faithful to you. I just love that. And I say that first stanza, Beloved, It Is Morn, I say that to my daughters pretty much every day. When I wake them up, or the first time I see them that day, I say it to them. And even in the past, sometimes when I would call my wife in the middle of the day and I'm at work and she was at work, I would just say that middle stanza, Beloved, it is day. And we'd start the conversation off like that, and it was quite strange. But I really loved it, right? So this second poem is by St. John of the Cross, and this is a picture in my office of St. John of the Cross. This is his completed works. I want to read this poem. This one I think is so beautiful. Whenever I read this, I feel like time just stops and just slows down. And I love that. So this was written 500 years ago by St. John of the Cross. Poetry was really important to St. John of the Cross. It was a big part of his own spirituality. And there are poems that he has written that are just one page long, 8 stanzas. But then he writes a whole book about that one-page poem that's, a 130-page book just explaining the spiritual theology of the meaning behind every word in every stanza. And they're very deep and it's very mystical. But this one is not like that. This one comes across much easier to understand. And that's one of the reasons I like it. So listen to this. It's called Stanzas Applied Spiritually to Christ and the Soul. A lone young shepherd lived in pain, withdrawn from pleasure and contentment, his thoughts fixed on a shepherd girl, his heart an open wound with love. He weeps, but not from the wound of love. There is no pain in such affliction, even though the heart is pierced. He weeps in knowing he's been forgotten. That one thought, his shining one has forgotten him, is such great pain that he bows to brutal handling in a foreign land. His heart an open wound with love. The shepherd says, I pity the one who draws herself back from my love, and does not seek the joy of my presence, though my heart is an open wound with love for her. After a long time, he climbed a tree and spread his shining arms and hung by them and died. His heart an open wound with love. Man, I love that. I love it so much. Oh, I love it so much. Anyways, that is St. John of the Cross. He wrote that 500 years ago, and it is still speaking to me. So if you have written religious poetry, or if there's one of the Psalms or a religious poem that you'd like to share, link to it in the comments below. And I hope that you enjoyed these two from me. God bless. Bye-bye.